Hello, sweet team. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Achele. I am so excited to be with you all today as I share this catfish palm nut soup recipe that I know you are going to love. Oh my goodness. So delicious. We could not have enough of this. Let's get started. So we're going to begin by seasoning our nicely washed catfish. If you missed that video, it was the previous one and I'll leave the link for you to check out. I season it with some all-purpose seasoning, salt, and some green marinade, which I'll leave a link to in the description box. So do not forget to check it out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and rub everything together, cover it up, and allow it to marinate for about an hour or two. Overnight is even better as always, but I do this first and then I get started on my soup. By the time it is ready to go in the soup, it'll be super delicious. To the meat, I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning, to that some salt. I'll also go ahead and add in some green marinade and some tomato paste. Stir everything together, cover it up, and allow the meat to release its own juices. Moving on, here we have our palm cream. The Praise brand is my favorite so far. If I find another one, I'll let y'all know. So I'm going to transfer it into a bowl. As always, I like to dilute it, make sure that all the little black specks that comes from the shelling or the skin of the nuts that's inside settles on the bottom beautifully. So I always do this at the beginning stages of my cooking, and it'll sit there while I steam my meat. That way, by the time I'm ready to add it into the soup, everything has settled underneath beautifully. Back to our meat. Is looking good. It has released its own juices, but it's not enough. So I'll add a little bit of water, give it a stir, and I'll steam this until the stock or the water that I just added thickens up beautifully, almost like stew. All right, and this should be the saltiest part of your cooking process to ensure that your soup and meat taste good. Do you see how nice and thick it is? It means we are ready now to add in our diluted palm cream, and I pour it in gently so as to not disturb whatever that has settled on the bottom of it. So once I pour everything, you're gonna see what I'm trying to get rid of right there on the bottom of the bowl. So you could go right ahead and add it in directly. This is just a step that I love to take every single time. I'll then add in my onion, habanero pepper, and tomatoes. You may add in any type of hot pepper like bakushito that you like, but this is what is readily available for me. I then add enough water because I don't want my soup to be too thick. Cover it up and allow it to cook until my veggies are nicely cooked. At this point, I'm checking to see the tenderness of my meat. If it is too soft, I'll get it out, but it wasn't. So we'll just leave it in to do its thing while we go ahead and blend our veggies. I'll then put my veggies through a strainer, which in the end looked like we didn't even need to do that, but I didn't want any little chunks anywhere. But my blender did quite a good job. So everything pretty much went through my colander. Okay, just look at that, nothing. I'll give it a quick stir and I'll allow this to come to a boil. Once it boils, I'll let it cook for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and introduce our fresh catfish. And we are back. Our soup has cooked down beautifully. You can see the amount. So our soup is as good as ready. So we'll add in our fresh catfish, and at this point we're pretty much just cooking the fish because the soup is as good as done. All right, once I've added it, I'll give it a quick stir, cover it up, and cook it on simmer. No vigorous cooking, just bring it. Once we bring this back to a boil, we'll lower the heat and have it simmer until our fish is ready and all the oil settles on top like this, and then I add in my basil. If you are not adding basil to your soup, what are you adding? I just love the flavor it brings to my soups. Actually, okay. I love food too much. Let's get back to the recipe. I also added in some more habanero peppers for those of us that want the heat. I'll allow it to simmer for just about 5 to 10 minutes. And as my favorite soup gets ready, hey, no coffee on me anyway. There you have it. Our soup is nice and ready. All that is left is for us to serve and enjoy. And what other than fufui bakbako? Yes, we're gonna be enjoying this with this amazingly delicious homemade fufui from scratch. All right, I'm playing too much today. As you can see, palm nut soup, or if you didn't know already, palm nut soup is my favorite. So sometimes I don't know how to act when I make it, but please try this recipe because I promise you would love it. If you don't like catfish, use any other fish and you would enjoy this super party in your tummy. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to try the recipe. Until I see you in the next one, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini uchemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.
Adiana to look bonon again. Cameling butter, cameling fish. Now sweet ajele. Mbao, mammy okono. Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. We'll show you how to make pizza, jollof, mango and okra soup, sushi and pastries. All this and more. Sweet ajele.